Let's talk about how you can roll your losing short put into profit, and this is what works best for me. So please keep that in mind, but it will make a lot of sense to you in just 1 second. So rolling the short put once it is down about 100% of credit. So this is what I do specifically when the position is down 100% of credit. This is when I go ahead and roll the position. Now it can be down 110, it can be down 90%, around the 100% mark. And I will be rolling into the next expiration, which is really important. It will be the exact next expiration, and we'll go over an example in just a moment with interactive brokers and on a graph. I will not be adding any contracts. That's a pretty big one. A lot of people roll, and that they to be able to collect the needed amount of credit, they just add more contracts. And if you do that, then you add way more risk to your position, which you definitely shouldn't do. And I will roll no more than twice if I need to, but at that point it should be quite enough for 99% of cases. And where it's not, then you should either sell the future contract to protect the position. This way you will eliminate the risk to one side, or just exit the position. But yeah, selling the future contract will definitely be way more beneficial, and this is kind of what can save any position at the end of the day, aside from rolling. So this way it is easy to roll and keep a high win rate without taking any additional risk other than adding time risk. So when you roll, you do add risk to the position. You might not open any extra contracts, but you will stay in a position for longer because you have a longer expiration. Now it depends, price can move and everything can be fine, but in theory you are adding time risk, which is also a form of risk, but in this case this is preferable other than as opposed to just adding more contracts, and then you will have way more dollar risk. So a quick example is if we sold Delta 10 put with 45 days to expiration, we can receive, for example, $1,000 in credit. And let's say the position is down 100%, and it's now worth $2,000, right? So we sold for 1,000. Now the position is worth 2,000. So rolling the short put to 75 DTE will be kind of my next step. It will probably be with a different strike, not the same strike. It will probably even be a bit safer. It will give us a bit more room. And this is where I can collect about $2,000 in credit, right? So this is all theory. So let's go and take a look exactly at an example. So let's say on Monday, July 21st, I sold a put on natural gas futures at strike 2.7, and I paid, or I received $0.03 dollars per contract, or it's $300. The multiplier is 10,000, it's 1,000 for 10,000 for natural gas. So basically we received about $300 in credit per position. And then we move forward 2 days. There we go. And the price went against us, right? And at this point, the 2.7 short put with 33 days to expiration, because I'm looking for cycles closest to 45 days. I know some people trade different ways, but this is how I do it. You can see that the short put at this price is worth about $600 currently. So we can take a look. So one contract is about $620. So the position is down about 100%. So what I would do is I would roll this put, and I will try to collect the same amount of credit as this put is worth for the next cycle. The next cycle will be 63 days to expiration, which is right over here. So let's see what strike gives us about the same credit, and we have 2.45, 2.5. You know what? We can go to 2.5. It will actually give us a bit extra credit. And again, this is per one contract. So we are collecting even a bit more credit than we need to. And it can definitely be a good thing. And let's see what it looks like on the graph now when we add more time risk. But at the same time, we are moving our put down, if it makes sense. So this is the October expiration. And currently we are on the September expiration. So let's go to the October futures expiration. So we open the position over here. So now our strike is at 2.5. So our strike moved from 2.7, which is right around here, to 2.5. So we added more room for us in terms of the actual range that this put was sold at, and we added some more time. And this obviously can be done, like I said, up to twice because of the cycles. That if you do it more than twice, you can get to a point where well, you either run out of margin if the position is too big, or not run out of margin, but you kind of like roll the position where you collect too much loss basically. But at the same time, if you open a position and it's small enough to begin with, you can definitely roll it many times until basically until you're right, and you'll be right eventually. So it is possible to roll until you're profitable. I wouldn't do it, but some people actually do it, and it works for them pretty well. So this is it pretty much. Short, quick. Hopefully it was very easy. Makes a lot of sense. And again, the biggest thing is to not add any contracts, because if you add any contracts, you add way more risk to your position. And at the same time, if you do it properly, you can easily roll and increase your range over here. So if the price bounces back up, you'll be profiting pretty quickly, and it will be a very nice, like a very nice defensive move that you did, just in case, and you ended up profiting pretty much just as quickly as you would have if you would have had the 2.7 put with the shorter expiration. So that's about it. Hopefully this was useful. This is a pretty cool, useful technique. Now I'm talking specifically about puts on commodities, because commodities tend to crash upwards. So selling puts is way more safer than selling calls. It's not the same thing with obviously the stocks or the SPY or the ES. Puts are way more dangerous than calls. And the reason why people don't sell calls is because stocks tend to go up and tend to crash down. So here it's a bit different. Commodities tend to usually stay pretty stable or crash upwards. So which means selling puts just makes a lot of sense. And then if you add this technique, you can be doing really well over time. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was pretty useful. Just one of the things that I use a lot, or not a lot, but when I need to, it's there. Thank you again, and I will catch you in the next one.